Hey YouTubers, Mike Borders with the Mike Borders channel. Thank you for watching. It's a hot summer day today and we are working on our Sea-Doo jet ski, and unfortunately our jet ski is taking on water. In this video we want to show you how to gain access to your actual bellow area and your carbon seal. We want to inspect it and make sure everything is secure. Let's take a look. At the jet ski now, I've got both the front and rear seats off, as well as the plastic cover there. You can see that on the ground. And inside the rear portion of the hull, down there you have your drive line. You can see a bellow, and the bellow connects with two clamps. You can see one on the rear and one on the front. Now this portion of the bellow actually connects to the rubber hull insert, and that basically creates a watertight seal on this portion right here of the hull where that comes in and houses your drive shaft. Your drive shaft then continues inward toward the engine through that bellow and underneath this plastic cap where it actually goes through your carbon seal, your drive shaft support ring, and then into the actual engine. So with that said, underneath this plastic cover, the very first part that bellow hooks up to is your carbon seal, and that carbon seal backs up to your drive shaft support ring. The drive shaft support ring is then held in place by a C-clip that does not allow any of the parts to continue inward toward the engine. And again, all of those parts house your drive shaft. So at this point, what we need to do is remove that plastic cover, and we need to start inspecting from the rubber hull insert, which is right here just before that clamp, all the way inward toward the engine. And as you remove that plastic connection, you'll notice a washer on there as well. Try your best not to drop that. That's what it looks like. Let's go ahead and remove the other one. Once you remove both those plastic bolts, you can slowly pivot it underneath that little hole there and pull this entire plastic cover right out. Be careful as you remove it. Try not to harm anything as you remove this in the process. And I will set that aside. Pretty dirty. We will clean that before we reinstall it. After removing the cover, as you can see now, we have a much better view of the accordion bellow, the clamps, the additional parts that are part of your drive line. And from here, let's focus on the accordion bellow and the clamps. As I mentioned earlier, this side, the left side of the boot or bellow, connects to the rubber hull insert that goes into this portion of the fiberglass hull and creates that watertight seal. This bellow is secured onto that hull by the clamp, and on the opposite side, this clamp secures this portion of the bellow to the carbon ring or carbon seal. Now, it's important to know that these parts here, the carbon ring or seal, the clamps, the bellow, and the rubber hull insert, all of those stay stationary. None of those parts move when the engine is running. However, in front of the carbon ring, you see your drive shaft support ring that's held on by a C-clip, and then the drive shaft itself going into this portion of the engine, the flywheel, etc. And those parts do move. When the engine is running, those spin at a very high rate. However, back to the accordion bellow, and a few things I want to talk about inspection-wise. Number one, you want to just check the overall condition of the actual accordion bellow. Make sure that it is not warped, it's not dry rotted, it's not cracked, it's not ripped, because if it is, it's possible that's where your leak is coming from. It might even be a good idea in between these grooves in the accordion bellow to grab a LED light and really flash it down into those grooves to do a very thorough inspection just to make sure that there are no cracks. I'd grab some paper towel, clean any grime or oil or any debris off of that bellow as well. And after you inspect the bellow and you find no cracks, no warps, no leaks, next thing I want to talk about is the actual bellow itself and how it warps. This bellow over the years expands and contracts with temperature, and a brand new bellow is very flexible. However, over the years, these rubber bellows harden, and when they harden and warp, those clamps may not be able to move properly with this bellow as it warps, and then that clamp becomes loose and causes a leak. So again, just double check that your bellow is not warped. Next thing you want to inspect are the actual clamps. It's possible that a clamp came loose for whatever reason, and just by tightening one of the clamps or both of the clamps just a bit, it will secure that watertight seal and you will no longer have a leak. So with that said, that's it on the bellow. All right, YouTubers, that's it. Now we've gained access to the actual Bellow. We've inspected it. The clamps look good. The Bellow looks good. Now it's time to inspect the carbon seal or carbon ring. Definitely check out the next video where we talk more about that. Do us a favor, below the video, you will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely go to your settings, turn on your YouTube notification bell. Again, once you do that, every video that we upload, you will be notified. You will be able to stay up to date with us and hang out with us. We'll see you at the next video.